Hi, I'm Jenna. I love sharing my creative life here, as well as sharing my journals and journaling ideas, tips, and I also love pen paling as well, and just all around getting creative and crafty. In this video, I'll be going through and sharing with you my current journals in use. And I'll give you a look at the current November 2022 Printables collage sheets that are available over on my Patreon for this month, as well as a fun shop update of zines and all sorts of other goodies. So feel free to grab a favorite beverage, sit down, and let's go through all these journals. At this time of year, we're kind of already planning what we're going to do for 2023 journaling. If you're a journaler, I'm personally a daily journaler and I love to do different themed journals. I've been using so many different fun ones this year and I want to explore more of them with you. So a term that's kind of referred to this time of year and at the start of any new year beginning is the term Japanese Techo Kaigi. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I've done a whole zine on it this year. That was a little exclusive zine I had for my patrons at the start of the year, but I'm very excited to share and say that I've actually printed off as a special this month for an Etsy shop update just a couple of more copies of them in case anyone is interested. I kind of go through my intentions for my journals. Some of them you might even see here. And yeah, it's like illustrated form little zine that opens out. So I only have a limited copies and they will be available in my Etsy shop until sold out. So I've got a few here. The zines I make each month for my Patreons on the Happy Mail Day tier. I do like to keep them exclusive, but every now and then I might do like a quick little shop update and put a couple up there, but that's very, very rare. But because I'm talking about my journals today and specifically Techo Kaigi, I'm going to review and look through the journals I'm currently using this year and what's worked and just, you know, what hasn't, or what I might be using next year. I thought it'd be cool to print off a couple of these and give people the opportunity to support me, visit my shop, and get something really cute in the mail perhaps. Yeah, this little zine on journaling. So I'm going to go through and share these. I will say too that if you want some more very, very detailed look at a lot of these, there's flip throughs over on my Patreon. I do exclusive monthly videos on my Patreon, and many of them are either like a journal with me's or they are a flip through, more in-depth flip through and looks of these journals. So thank you to my Patreons. You're keeping me going. I've been a little bit anxious because pledges do tend to drop around this time of year. So if you are looking to support an artist who would really appreciate it, I want to put my hand up and say, please come over, join my little creative community there. I'd love to have you, and I'd love to give you a whole bunch of goodies as well, from printables to posts to videos. So feel free to go over and check that out. I would love to. I love getting to know everyone. I always personally message everyone, get back to all comments. I love posting creative prompts throughout the month and all sorts of fun things, as well as the rewards that you receive. So just very quickly, I will go over some of the rewards. For November, it is November 2022 for this month, and it is Junk Journaler month. So I've got each month I'll come up with like a little theme, and I'll do lots of like illustrations to support that theme. I'll do posts and I'll do videos about that actual theme. So really excited to finally do a junk journal month. This is the little stamp badge. I create a new one each month and they are exclusive to the month you pledge. So you get a lot of these printables, especially the Creative Collective Tea printables. They're only available exclusive for that month to support me. So your support on Patreon each month will give you access to the current month's printables, as well as even back catalogue things like the videos. There's lots of previous videos on there if you're on the Creative Collective tier. For the Powwow tier, they have the previous month's printables up as well as the current months. So there is lots of posts and things up there. I have my little badge. I make one, again, these are exclusive for the month you pledge. So if you've paid for that month, you get the badge. That's how it works. It helps me to keep my Patreon going each month. So yeah, this is actually one of the, I guess I could say, journals that I've been using this year. It's the Patreon passport to make each month very special for you to collect something each month on my Patreon. So you can, when you sign up to my Patreon, you'll get the Zine printable, so you can print this out. You'll also be given the welcome badge and then the current month's badge that you pledge. So I'm ready to add this. And I will say, as a special bonus, I have left this travel journal patch up because I did use it on the cover for my journal, so you can also get that too. So this is ready to go in here. It's already filling up, so I'll have to do maybe a new one soon. What do you think, lovely Patreons? Thank you to my patrons who really do keep this going. So yeah, that's for the little badge. That's one of the journals I've been using this year, is my little Patreon passport. I also, just quickly, because it's just on topic, I have a little Patreon journal where I put in a lot of the printables and collage sheets. I also put my printables and collage sheets from my own work and other artists in my daily journals and things like that too. If you're a patron, you've probably seen some of them. So I still got a lot to fill up, but there's just examples of some exclusive for the month and some still available to download. Like I think this little crepe, Build a Crepe, was in one of the mini printables, so that's still available. That's on there. And I did like a little cafe theme spread. That was also a little video I've done as well in the past. I also have my little vintage cup memo notes. They're also available on my Patreon too as well. So if you're signing up, you're gonna get a lot of cool little goodies that you could probably use for your journals. And the support would be so appreciated right now, or anytime you can. So that's 2 of my journals already, with a bit of the Patreon theme. So this month I did do a junk journal theme. I've been really mishmashed in emotions because I love junk journaling, daily journaler, so a lot of my time goes into that or creating Patreon rewards. I'm hoping to do more junk journals in the future. I've made a few different ones in the past, like a Christmas one. There's a full video on that also on my Patreon. And I've done like little Aussie themed ones for pen pals, and I've also made junk journals for my Patreons before. And so that's really fun. So I do love junk journaling. I always felt like I don't know, like I love color. If you know me well, I love color, and all the beautiful junk journals out there are like lots of browns and vintage colors and botanicals, and I have a love for that kind of style. But when I'm going to create things for my patrons or for my Etsy shop, I can't help but I need to stick to my style, and I love color. So I'm a bit scared because I want to obviously attract some new Patreons who maybe enjoy junk journaling, and please current Patreons that are junk journals already. But I do like a bit of color. I had to be true to my heart. So I do hope that there might be some junk journals out there, people who are interested in junk journaling who haven't done it because they felt like they didn't have a space in the community because their style is quite colorful or different. I hope that these are something that you can enjoy. So I've done a full junk journal theme. So a bundle of these are on the Creative Collective tier, which includes videos. So I've actually designed, I do traditional art and digital art. I designed my own linens, and lots of these things can be used as tip-ins or page corners. And also you don't have to be a junk journal to use this. You could just stick them into whatever journals you use. So obviously there's like a junk journal theme. I've done like, I've illustrated some bulky journals, some charms. I've got little, these little fabric stitch letters, which I was really happy with. This is like a kind of retro doll that I turned into like a stitch test pattern, but I love to laminate these ones and use them for bookmarks. I was really proud of this little psychedelic mushroom I've been wanting to illustrate. I've had this in these ideas in my head for so long, so I was so excited to get them on the paper. So I've got that, and then I've got like this really cute little vintage book junk journal I've illustrated. So that's one of the sheets, and then I've got a mixture of like crafty elements. So I've been crafting and doing that for like years and years and years, and I've had like previous blogs like early 2000s and things like that of where I've made lots of like, I used to make a lot of more handmade crafty things. I'm trying to implement those things into my journals, but yeah, I kind of used to make a lot of the crafty things to send to pen pals, and at the time there wasn't like bundles or stationery available, so you have to kind of create and make your own things. So a lot of the things on here are handmade items that I've personally made in the past, or some things illustrated and some things found and thrifted. So again, I've got some linen themed things. I've got like this junk journal little bit here that I kind of label the printable with, but that can also be used as maybe a little junk journal sticker in itself. I wanted to draw a circle style linen, but I wanted to make it really cute, so I thought, oh, I could draw like a face on it, and it kind of looks like a bit of, I guess to me, I wanted to do the yellow. I don't know why I wanted to just do it yellow. And I felt like it's kind of a bit of a sunny face, and it's got like stitched details all around it. So I've illustrated that by hand. And then I've got a few of these are some crafty things. These are some doilies I've like done mixed media work on. I've made, so I've got scans of those. I also have some things in my collection like ribbons, which I turned into like a little tab that you might want to use to stick out of your journal. This is like a swap card I got on a holiday, so I did scan that. And this was a vintage coaster I found, but I did some like artwork around it. This was a little washi tape card that I created myself using collage and washi tapes. I thought that would be really fun. You could use it as like a little tag, so feel free to like use these as like tip-ins, or just stick them in, or write on the back of them. This is a crocheted bow that I actually made, and I love using like bows to top off like the front of like notebook covers or on little labels, and they're just really great, cute little detail to add to your pages. You could even write on these little gift tags, so just have fun with little elements. Well, I'm hoping that you do. So proud of this. I love, I've been making date stickers for so long now, and it just blows my mind that I just keep on at least having ideas of unique ways to do these, because again, there's so many of these out there, so I try to push the envelope and try and do different things. So what I did was I did little, they're actually fabric stitched numbers. So I don't know if you can see the detail on the camera here, but there's lots of like stitch details around the letters and around the numbers. So I thought that'd be really fun, really easy to kind of cut out. You don't even have to cut around them. You could just cut them in a square and stick them in your journals. This is A4 size, but I recommend printing them out A5, which I've got an example of here, so they're a little bit smaller. And because I liked the little mushroom psychedelic sticker, I had to translate it and put it into a full like surface pattern, repeat pattern design. So I've done that, and I thought this could be perfect even for a journal cover, to rip bits up and just have fun. Very colourful. It's kind of got that psychedelic 60s feel, and that's what I was kind of going for when I came up and illustrated this little quirky, crazy, colourful mushroom design. This is one of the first ones I made, and I was really happy the way it turned out. I knew I wanted to do like a fabric collage paper, because I love doing collage papers, because I think they're just so versatile. You can rip them up, or you can use them as journal covers. And I ended up using, again, lots of handmade things I made. So I've got the doily in that here and a little bow, and I've also got this little ribbon that I did, and I made it into like a little because it's like a journal cover, I thought. There's even like a little paper button on here that I've made. This is actually handmade, a special little pom-pom rosette I made. And if anyone's interested, I'm thinking, I don't know if people want to see crafty content on here on my Patreon, but I could do a DIY because that's an original idea I came up with. Like many of the things here, I worked really hard to try and do different things. This was like a little wrapped gift that I made, and I made this pom-pom, and there's that little crochet bow, and there's a little gift card I made. So it's like so many crafty details. There's so many crafty details from things I've previously made in the past, as well as some nostalgic fabrics that I had that I've also scanned and did lots of art and illustration around them, and adding lots of different like fabric collages, pom-poms. But I thought this would be really good for a journal cover. So I've got my Hobonichi here. This is a previous year one, which I want to put one of my journals in, and I'm thinking of, actually I was going to use this for, which I still can do, as a junk journal cover, but I'm thinking of sticking this, yep, on my Hobonichi cover. I think it will look really good. And I know Hobonichis can be a bit thick, but you can always cut it in half and stick half on here and put half in the back. Or if you're someone like me who doesn't really mind, you could, like, the decoration itself is enough on this side if it was slit through, and I'd probably cut like a little curve on here so it kind of sat in a bit easier. But I just think it'll make a really good Hobonichi cover. So even if maybe someone's using a Hobonichi next year and they might want to use this for either a junk journal cover or Hobonichi cover insert. Yeah, that's something you can use. This printable is available. This is probably going to be a bonus sheet on the Creative Collective tier for November. And this was actually, I illustrated this linen, designed this. This was a free source image of one of my favorite Campbell Soup characters, Dolly Dingle. So I was able to use that. I'm really careful of using things like that. They need to be allowed to use, and I rather illustrate things on my own. So yeah, I've just done like a kind of collage little bit here. I've tried to design stuff that's easier for people to cut out, because I know we're all limited to time. So I thought pieces like this are really quite easy to cut out. I designed and illustrated like my own little ribbon pattern. And then this was a very beautiful vintage handkerchief that I found a few years ago now, and I've always wanted to use it in my junk journal, and I thought you guys might want to use it too, especially my Patreons. I thought my patrons might want to use this too. So it's a lovely big piece there, so that's really great for like a page tip-in, or you can use these for pockets or for writing on. So this is probably going to be the bonus sheet, and I do filter those throughout the month, the printables. And then I've got a mini printable, and all the past mini printables are available on my Patreon as well. So you're really getting a great deal. Even though, I know myself, I spend most of the month designing these. It takes a lot of time. There's a lot of work that goes in, that's involved. So that's why just even as the pledge is just huge, because there's a lot of work involved, or I'm still not making the income of what I'm spending to do everything. But I'm just so thankful. So that's why I'm just so thankful for my patrons. And yeah, I love you all. I'm just, oh my God, you guys are amazing. Thank you. If you do stick with me, or if you decide to go over and pledge, it would make my day, month and year. So this is the mini printable. And I decided to make like a little washi tape bit there with some of the designs I did. And then I've got this junk journal belongs to, and then I've got the days of the week, and they're like fabric stitched days of the week. And then I've also got some fun letter paper. So it comes in this one A4 size printable, but just cut it down to cut off obviously the letter paper. I thought this would be fun. You could even stick this straight into your junk journal and journal on, so you don't have to use it for letter paper. But I know I have lots of pen pals here and pen friends and people who like to pen pal, and I want to share more pen pal content, so I'm starting to put some of those things in my printables. This is just an example of how I've printed 2 of the A4 sheets down into A5, just to give you an idea of what it looks like. I really like this A5 cute size, but I try and appease everyone, so that's why I make things available A4, because you can always just, on your printer capability, say to print A5. So that's all the goodies on my Patreon for November. A lot of these are exclusive for the month. So if you pledge, you get the current month's printables only on the Creative Collective tier, but previous videos. But on the Powwow Mini Printable tier, you'll get the current month and previous months. Okay, I know many of you just want me to get onto my journal, so I'm just going to do that. If you want some deep look-throughs and flip-throughs, they are available on my Patreon. So we'll start off with the main journal. I might put these aside and go through each one. My main journal of the year that I've used is this Owls Studio Hanks Diary 2022 journal. I was so shocked I gave myself a break from Hobonichi for the year, just to try out some new journals. There is a video that's really curious to watch, because I released at the start of the year this zine on my Patreon. I made a video about my lineup and intentions at the start of the year, so if you want to check that out, that's available on my Patreon. I also have half the year flip through of this on there too. So I'm just basically going to go through today and show you a few little snippets inside and how I've been using it for each one. But if you want more detail, please support my Patreon. The Creative Collective tier has the videos, but any pledge is welcome. So I actually really loved this journal. I called it my kind of bullet like daily journal, so it's kind of like just a rundown of my day, and I really enjoyed it. I'm using this little pocket in here. I put a lot of my printables and other little stationery goodies in here. It's really handy having this little pocket, nothing falls out. So I've been using this and I really love it. Like I love colour, even though I love the collage on this, I love colour. So I was saying to my Patreons I was going to decorate this, but as you can see, Patreons, I decided not to. I'm going to stick it in my Hobonichi journal. I think the one I showed you here, I'm going to put maybe this on the cover for the rest of the year, so I can look at that and just change this up for the rest of the year. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this. It's got like the monthly spreads. Again, just a really quick look. I've been doing lots of monthly collages each month, and then it goes into like the daily pages. So I'm just covering up because I don't know what type of personal information I might have on here. So yeah, it's very well loved. I really enjoy it. Obviously, I have really missed my day a page Hobonichi, because this is like the week view. So I've really missed that. I've got all the little things in the back here, more stickers and stuff. Yeah, so really missed that. But really, if you're someone who doesn't have much time, I actually don't have much time, so this actually worked really well for me this year, because I work 7 days on my Patreon, just creating all the rewards and doing the art and printables and posts, and then you've got to market it all and social media. I'm sure many of you, if you are YouTubers or Patreon creators or anyone who's got their own business, it's hectic. So I was really thankful for this journal this year, but I do run out of space, which was really hard. I wanted to journal in my page view. So yeah, but apart from that, I really liked it. I would use like little stickers and things like that to do the pages. And yeah, I just really did like this journal, and I would recommend it to anyone, especially if you're someone who doesn't have that much time on your hands and you just want to kind of even record your day really quick, because that's what I was feeling with my my bigger day a page journals, is that I felt like my journaling was boring because I was just jotting down what happened that day. But I don't know, I'm gonna use a Hobonichi next year again, because I did miss it. On that note, I had on the side, this was going to be my like Hobonichi day a page. more my Hobonichi style type journaling. It is actually a take a note, and it is like a 4-day in view page. As you can see, I really was excited about the take a note. This is my second year trying it, and I really wanted to utilize, I thought it would look really amazing just with the separate days on each bit, but I found it just wasn't enough room. And then as you can see, I've just got little notes of things I want to journal. I've stuck in like drafts of my zines. I've got pages with just packaging. So basically I was talking to my patrons because I've made this into a mishmash journal. I've got piles of paper ephemera and things collected throughout the year that didn't fit in the other journal. That's my Lunar New Year artwork. So yeah, I've got things that didn't fit that I wanted to put in here, and so I've got a few, like I was going to town on the monthly pages, so there's some of that in there, but yeah, it needs a bit of love. And I was telling my patrons in the video on that on my Patreon that this turned into my mishmash journal, where it's just going to be a chuckle in, like, it's just I think I'm just gonna, like, I've got all the paper ephemera things collected for the year, and I'm just gonna probably spend a couple of days, like, as we come up to the end of the year, just throwing everything in and just doing some quick journaling just to get it all in there. I did spend the time decorating the cover. If you've known my style for a while, I do use a lot of Japanese magazines on my journal covers in my journal. And on my Happy Mail, that's like kind of been a little bit of a signature that I've kind of like to add on my journals. So I talk a bit about those in my Japan journal video. I don't have my Japan journal here because I'll save that one for my Patreons, but yeah, I'll go more into detail to that. I've decorated the cover with my own personal art. I've got my own personal art from my Printables. I've also got Pocket Journal Pam here and Susie's Tiny Desk, and I've got some Courtney Diaz as well popping through. So they are lovely, lovely creative ladies, and they're always very supportive of me as well. So thank you. So I like to support back as much as I can to other artists, and that's why also your pledges help, because if I'm going to buy something, it's probably going to be to support another artist, or to pay my bills or support my work. So it's really appreciated. So yeah, I really is excited about this mishmash journal. I would love to do more junky style journals in the future, and I am actually really looking forward to just grabbing all my stuff and sitting down one afternoon and doing all the pages and just throwing everything in. So patrons, let me know if you'd like to see a video of that. Maybe that's something I could do. I'm deciding if I should do a catch-up journal video this month on Patreon or a junk journal video. So maybe my patrons can let me know. And then I've been doing a lot of art creation, obviously, because of Patreon. And I, like I said, my stuff's a mixture of traditional and digital art. And I loved working digitally, but it's the sad fact, the only kind of thing I don't like about digital is you don't have that record always of that progress, because you can edit your mistakes so quick digitally, and that's actually one thing I like about digital. And I've learnt quickly how to illustrate. My illustration skills have improved because I can make mistakes quicker and fix them quicker. But I do love to get a sketchbook out, and it's really good to use Sketchbook for to go back over your work for inspiration or figure out what worked and what didn't. Getting familiar with art supplies, practicing with art supplies. I think that's really, really important. So I'm doing my best to use my sketchbooks when I can. I don't use them every day. That's okay. I think we beat ourselves up if we feel like we're not taking on, we get a new journal, we're not filling it, or we're getting a sketchbook and we're not filling it. I think it's just important to kind of take things on at your own pace. That's okay. I don't care if these take me a couple of years to fill. I would love to do a sketchbook tour, but yeah, I'm just gonna go at my own pace. So basically, something that's working for me is a 2 sketchbook journal. I guess it's 2 sketchbooks like journals. So I'm working with 2 sketchbooks at the same time, and I'll tell you how this is working for me. I do have some videos on these. I think I did I know I've got one on YouTube, and I can't remember if I did one on Patreon or not, but I do share like updates and things. But anyway, so this is kind of like my, I think what we get caught up in with sketchbooks is that we feel like they have to be perfect all the time. But sketchbooks are really for learning and play. That's how I see it. So I have a messy sketchbook, and I have a more aiming for a bit more refined work. But having said that, it's messy as well. So what I do is I normally now get my sketchbook out, and then I have this sketchbook on the side, and this is where I do my paint blobs and my tests. And I test things out on here first, and then I take the final elements and try them for a second time in here. It's very interesting because sometimes I actually liked the first one I've done, and then sometimes I'm like thankful because then the second piece turns out a bit more better. So that's why I tend to have this too, and it's working for me really well. This is a Zeta Florence sketchbook. This sketchbook was recommended by the lovely Melbourne artist Sophie McPike. And I just really, it was everything I saw this sketchbook, I hated. Which is really interesting. I don't like yellowy paper. The paper is really thin, but because of that, I'm not precious with it, and I love this sketchbook. It's my messy play sketchbook. I've got a few different things on here, things that I've designed that showed up in Printables. This is like my little flower sticker. You can get a washi tape of this and a memo paper of this on my Etsy shop. There's some things from Sophie McPike here. And just some other like stickers I had. This is one of my thank you stickers, and if you do like a physical order, I've been trying to put them in where I've had them available to share. So as a gift, especially if you get like a couple of zines, I will throw one of these in, or if you get some stationery, I will include it. So yeah, that's my messy sketchbook, and this is my more refined sketchbook. And also, I think what I say about refined is it's watercolor paper, so it's actually like more expensive paper, but I do use it to test different things. So I did my little Lunar New Year tiger in here that looks like a cat, and I've played around with my watercolors, done like giving myself like color theory tests. I even did some Patreon collage sheets in here. And then like, yeah, some date stickers. This is up, I think, on my Etsy shop. And then, yeah, just played around. This was like early workings of my Halloween sheets. I did like a rough draft. So I was really embarrassed by this. I'm surprised I'm even showing it. But it's like a rough draft of my work, and then I went on and did it digitally. I've even got some other stuff in progress. So yeah, like it's not completely full, but it's working. So you have a messy practice sketchbook on the side while I'm doing this sketchbook, or using this one when I need like watercolor paper, and this one when I'm doing collage or play. So yeah, both really fun to use. Part of my journal lineup, I would say. So then we come to the Traveler's Notebook proportion of the video. Thank you if you're still with me. If you've caught some of my recent videos, you might have seen I set up my travel journal for my Melbourne trip. I'm going to share updates of this with my patrons when I can, but it's been a very slow progress, and it's very hard to get a travel journal done when you have come home, but I'm going to do my best to keep up to date and share that process. This little sticker's up on my Patreon. I did do a travel themed printables for my patrons. What month was that? September. Some of the mini printables are still there, and the patch, but some of them were exclusive for the month. But yeah, really looking forward to finally finishing this. I had this little sleeve that's actually for my bullet journal, and I ended up using it I ended up using it for my traveler's notebook as like a protector. This is one of the printables that's still available on my Patreon, a travel themed memo paper set, fits in your traveler's notebook, and some of the other things in here. But yeah, so I really want to deep dive into my traveler's notebooks I did a couple of new ones this year, and I want to like make them a main key journals for 2023, so I'll keep you updated on there. Definitely my patrons, I'll keep you updated. Another main journal I use is a bullet journal, and I spoke a bit about this in my bullet journal video on YouTube here, and I think I've shared some stuff with my patrons in my daily journal video. I went in depth a bit more about it, but basically it's this visualizer book. It's meant to be for project planning, but I used it as a bullet journal. I can't show you everything here because it's very private. It's very private. I use it as a health and daily and meal tracker, but I just want to show you how I use it. So basically it comes with the numbers here and these little lines, and then this little lined part on the other side. That's where I list all my things to track, and then I use a highlighter to dot when I've done the thing that I'm trying to track, and then I use like starts of letters. So this is like, I can tell you this is like when I eat salads or vegetables that day. So I have S for salad and V for vegetables. Then I've got like yogurt and things on here. It just teaches me to like what things to stop eating and what stuff to eat more. So obviously I want to eat more yogurt. There's not enough yogurt intake here, but yeah, so it's really helpful. It's such a compact size. It's not the size of a traveler's notebook. It's a bit bigger, so that's a bit disappointing. So it would stick out. It wouldn't fit in a traveler's notebook, which is really annoying. But I could maybe use a traveler's notebook bullet journal, like the dot journal, in the future moving forward. But I am using my Hobonichi weeks next year probably. But yeah, this has been really handy for this. This is my second book, and I've used it for like 3 years because I can get like a couple of years in here with 2 page spreads each month. That's how I kind of do it. Yeah, so this was like really good, and I can take this to the doctor because it's like compact size, and it really helped me to show my doctor like symptoms I was having, because I didn't have a very good year health-wise, and I'm working on that a lot. So I'm doing some things to improve my health, so it's really good for that. And also like put things about like work on here, like when I get a Patreon pledge, I have it in there, or even like an unpledge, like just to like monitor different things like that are important to me. So great bullet journal. That's my bullet journal. And then I've got my book journal, which I need to give more love. I do have a leather, a few leather traveler's notebook books that I want to do a setup on, and I've got to include this in there so I can go to it more. I tend to go to the journals more that are out in the lounge room, because that's where I am in the morning. I'll have my breakfast out there, and then in the evenings when I'm watching things, I will always be journaling, doing 2 things at once. So that's where I catch up. So I need to move my journals out there, my themed journals out there, I should say. So I've got my book journal. These are part of my book time printable available on my Etsy. I don't know how long I'm going to keep it up. So if you want to get something from my Etsy shop, some of the printables on there might not come back again. So yeah, if you want to support my Etsy shop, you can grab the book ones there. I have like little things you can use to do book journaling or book reviews or a reading journal. I've got like review cards. Like this is like one of the this is like a library loans card that I made. I've got like a little to read bookmark that I turned into like a magnetic bookmark in here, and then I've got little tabs and things, and then I've got my book review card. You can get that there. So this is just a really quick look at some of my book journal. I do tend to do book journaling in my daily journal too, and it probably will happen a lot in my like Hobonichi next year. I use stamps and lots of different things. I remember I did like a video of this. So I've got these little ones that say the genre. So there's like a fiction one. Then I've got one that says a library pick. So lots of things to help you do your book or reading journaling. If you love that, I'm a real bookworm. I do like a reading challenge each year, which is not stressful for me because I enjoy reading. I'm at 26 books so far I've read this year. So obviously I've got, I need to start doing my book journaling a bit more. I have my Halloween journal here. I showed the seasonal stationery I was using on the YouTube here, but I did the Halloween journaling for half this journal, like a journal with me, over on my Patreon in October that's just gone. So if you want to see me doing a whole bunch of Traveler's Notebook fall, autumn, and Halloween journaling, check it out. And what I did was I used my October journaling prompts that are also available on my Patreon to prompt me to do a lot of the pages. So if you want to see more details on that and the process of me working in this journal, it's all over. That's up there on my Patreon. Feel free to check it out. And I've also used some of the printables and things I created. That's like I think that's in a mini printable that I've got on there as well. So lots of fun, creative things for you to watch about journaling or use to make for journaling. And on the Traveler's Notebook front, I'm really so sorry that I keep mentioning Patreon, but that just shows like how much work has gone into that platform over there. My wonderful community of friends and creatives in themselves. And over there I have flip throughs of my Traveler's Notebook, both of these actually, full flip throughs, and I go into detail of my Traveler's Notebook. So I'm just letting you know because I have had a huge interest in Traveler's Notebooks for a handful of years. I love them. I want to get back into them. As you can see, that's 2018. I love setting them up. I love collaging and decorating in them and using them for all different purposes. So feel free, you can see flip throughs of both of these over there on my Patreon as well. Hello to any pen pal lovers out there, pen pal creators, pen friends, happy mail Patreons, hello. So yes, while ago I shared a setup of this video and I think also a spread. I love my pen paling. I enjoy doing it. I do a happy mail tier each month on my Patreon where I give away and make zines and send samples of my stationery. I also love receiving happy mail, and I do have an open PO box that anyone's welcome to send to. I have been good where I've gone back to mostly everyone that does send me something, but because I do Patreon now, I'm unable to send back to everyone, and I'm really thankful for those people that send me things as a gift because I make YouTube videos for you, or I've got some patrons that send me some happy mail. I'd love to do some more pen pal themed content again. Creating, I stopped for a little bit because I didn't think people were really enjoying it based on views, but I do know I have some really special viewers and subscribers here who do, and my Patreons that do enjoy that type of content, so I really still want to make that for you all. And I love pen paling, and I also love receiving mail, and I made obviously a journal, a pen pal journal of the mail that I received. I'm thinking of even maybe doing some pen pal videos if some people would like to send mail to my PO box. I was thinking I could do like a mail share pen pal opening, and I could either journal with the pen pal mail or open it up to inspire others to get pen paling and get creative. And then maybe, because I can't always reply to everyone, maybe I could do a little a giveaway and pick a couple and send some goodies out. But if you do definitely want to receive mail from me, I do have a happy mail day tier on my Patreon, and that supports me and allows me to start building income, so that's very appreciated. So it's up to you at what you choose to do. But like I said, I love my pen pal mail. It's a treasure to me. I've said that a number of times. I often go to my pen pal mail when I'm feeling down, and it really cheers me up. And then even when I receive surprise mail in my PO box. My PO box is also in the description below. I've had a couple people ask about it, so that's always in there. But yeah, it's such a treasure to me, and it makes my day because I do work on my own, so it's like fun, lovely, welcome hug company. And yeah, so obviously I've got a journal dedicated to my happy mail. This one I spoke about in the previous videos. I think that it's just too it's getting bulky too quick. So I've been coming up with some solutions for that. I think I want to also do just like small signature pen pal journals, so I might use a traveler's notebook next year. But obviously keep subscribe to this channel if you want more journal content or pen pal content, or join me on Patreon. I share a lot of things over there. Let me know if there's something you want to see. I'm basically trying to say I want to share more pen pal things, and I want to work in my pen pal journal a lot more. This is due for a flip through. I started to just fill it with just like a couple of old postcards and things, just because it was like a flat item I could get in easily. Yeah, but I do like appreciative when my pen pals send me like washi tape and things like that, because it helps me to stick it in my journal. And yeah, I really love all the treats, and thank you those that have gone out their way to send me happy mail. And I'm doing my best to also get back to my pen pals, because obviously, like I said, I'm really busy trying to run my own little business and things all on my own. But they're always a treasure to me, and everything's well loved and well used, and I'm just so thankful. And yeah, this is one of my main journals, my pen pal journal. I wanted to share that with you. Then we're just going to head back over to the Hobonichi land. I did share a video on YouTube here where I painted this, because I've spoken enough how I dislike this yellow gold cover. It was meant to be yellow, but it's gold, but love the pink. Oh, I also have a flip through of this on my Patreon that's never been shared here on YouTube before. So that's on there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out, and I'm going to put my daily journal in, just to mix it up. Obviously I'm going to take some of these things out and try put it in, because it's already got a cover on it. So I'm going to do that, and then I do have my printables I'm going to use for junk journaling this month. So these are November junk journal printables. So I'm going to use these, maybe my daily journal here, but I'm going to maybe do some, save them for junk journaling, and maybe something I'm doing next month in December. I'm going to play with them basically, and I'm going to add, I think I'm going to put this in the cover. So to save some time, I'm going to just come back and show you it in the cover. So let's see how it goes. So here it is. It looks cool. Obviously, Hobonichis are thicker and a bit bigger, so you're going to have a bit of that like pull line. I just want to be fully transparent so you know. If you had like a smaller A6, it would probably even fit that, like you cut it down. I love that I can still see the polka dots here of that paint that I did, and to me this is like so cool. You can even see the polka dot, and I like the stitched bit and the difference on the cover, because it looks very like it's been fabric stitched on here. So I'm really happy that's updated this for the end of the year, because I do have another Hobonichi for next year, which I've shared on my little unboxing, and actually the blue color would match this like perfectly, but I just really wanted to play with this collage sheet, and I'm excited to start playing. I'm excited to start playing with these and cutting my little numbers and adding them. I've got a little A5, so I use the A5 one in this journal just because it's not a day a page. So I'm really excited to start cutting those in my journal and use my fabric days of the week, and just playing with them, finally testing them, because I like to test the things too that I make for everyone. So yeah, thank you so much if you're still with me, if you have subscribed, if you're viewing this video, if you like this video, if you comment and let me know what you enjoyed or what you'd like to see in the future, if you pledge to my Patreon or purchase something from my Etsy shop, thank you. You are really, honestly, when I say you're keeping me going, and anyone who's like done like a shout out on social media, your shout outs, I really appreciate it. And just any type of support you're giving me. I really am thankful for everyone, my viewers here on YouTube. So thankful. I hope you enjoy this video. I can't wait to share lots of new journaling things with you soon. I'll see you soon. Okay, bye for now. Happy journaling, or happy junk journaling. Bye for now. Bye.